Hi Yogis, thanks for joining me. Today I'll be taking you through a basic slow flow of Surya, Namaskar A and B, also known as Sun Salutations. These are very typical sequences that you'll find in a vinyasa flow class, and this will be really good if you are newer to the yoga practice because we're really going to slow things down and focus on the proper alignment of each posture. I'll offer variations so that if you are a more experienced yogi, there will still be ways for you to keep it challenging and engaging. We'll also use the breath to unite the mind and body by using the breath to flow from each asana. Let's get started. We'll start at the top of our mat, please. Come to standing, feet together, arms down, Namaskar, standing at attention. Pull up through the pelvic floor, draw the navel in towards the spine, drop the shoulders down. This is an active posture, so stand with intention. Activate the legs, root down through all four corners of both feet. Pull the thighs up off the kneecaps by contracting the thighs. Find the perfect place to initiate movement from. This is the beginning of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Circle sweep the arms out, around, and up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaskar, arms down by your side. Inhale to mountain pose. Circle sweep the arms out, around, and up. Palms together. Exhale, forward fold. Try to keep a long spine as you bring the hands through heart center. Then bring your hands to the mat, forward fold. Forward fold, we bring the forehead towards the shins. Roll your weight forward into your toes. You can keep a slight bend in the knees, especially in the beginning. From here, inhale, halfway lift. Lift the torso halfway up. Shine the heart forward. Try to find a long spine. You can bring your hands to your shins. And exhale, forward fold. Forehead towards your shins. From there, toe heel the feet apart until your feet are about hip-width distance apart, feet parallel. Grab opposite elbows, ragdoll. Roll your weight forward into your toes, relax your head and neck, stretch your body down. This is a great way to decompress the spine, stretches the back of the legs, and it also releases the lower back. You're welcome to rock side to side here. Find stillness in the center. If your legs are bent, gently start to straighten the legs, intensifying the stretch through the back of the legs. Roll your weight forward into your toes. Breathe. Release the elbows. Toe heel your feet together. And inhale, halfway lift. Shine the heart forward. Lengthen the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Reach your tailbone towards the back of the room. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in the knees as you root to rise, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaskar, arms down by your side. Keep your drishti or your focal point on one spot. This helps to keep the mind quiet. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Circle sweep the arms out, around, and up. Look up. Palms together. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Come all the way down. Forehead towards the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift the torso halfway up. Hands to your shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a high plank. I'm going to talk you through your first chaturanga. First, come to your high plank. Make sure the fingers are spread wide here. The hands are super important, whether we're in plank, down dog, or tabletop. Fingers are spread wide. Press into your fingertips as well as the knuckles. Try not to rely on just the heel of the hand. Now from here, squeeze your glutes, sending your tailbone underneath you. This will help to fill out your back. So we want to avoid letting the back sink like this. That's no good for the lower back. Draw the navel in towards the spine, press the earth away from you, and squeeze your glutes. This will really fire up the core, and try to use your whole body to hold your plank position. Now, plank is super challenging. It takes a lot of strength. So you're always welcome to bring one knee down, maybe the other. But notice how when I do that, I keep pressing the earth away from you and I keep my core engaged. For our first chaturanga, we'll lower all the way down to our belly. Now, whether you're on your knees or in the full version of plank, press forward off the toes first. This brings the stress out of our shoulders and into our triceps so that we engage the triceps as we lower all the way down onto our belly. From there, untuck the toes, keep the elbows tucked in tight to the body, and inhale to cobra. Lift the torso up, keep pressing down through the tops of the feet. So it's natural to want to lift your feet here, but we're going to keep the feet pressing into the mat. This is our anchor for this pose. Every pose has an anchor. So we anchor through the tops of the feet and lift up through the crown of the head, cobra. Lower down, and exhale, press back into your down dog. First down dog of class. So press your torso back towards your thighs. Once again, fingers are spread wide here, pressing into the fingertips and knuckles. Try to straighten the arms as you press the hips back and up. Reach your heels down towards the mat. Now you can take a little movement here, pedal out your feet. Take some movement, whatever feels good. Go easy on yourself, first down dog of class. Find stillness in your down dog. Now, we do want to eventually work on taking the compression out of the wrist. So, if you find yourself sort of here with a lot of rounding happening in the spine, one thing you can do is bend your knees. Then from there, you can press your torso back towards your thighs, taking the compression out of the wrists, and also lengthening the spine. Once you have your long spine, you can gently start to lower the heels down, reaching the heels towards the mat. It doesn't matter if the heels touch, just keep reaching them down towards the earth. You can send your gaze back towards your feet or your knees. Eventually, maybe even send the gaze towards your belly button. But for now, just look back towards your feet. Down dog is another challenging posture, especially in the beginning. But I promise you, with practice, this does get easier and it may even become a resting posture for you. So trust the practice. You can always rest by coming to your knees into a tabletop. Or you can always come into a child's pose. When you're ready, just pop back into your down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Lift the torso halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back into your high plank. I'll talk you through our second variation for a chaturanga. So from your high plank, remember to press the earth away from you. Let's practice a few times pushing forward off the toes and then back again. Push forward and back again. You can also do this from your knees. Push forward and back. Good. Now, when you're ready to lower down, this time we're going to lower down halfway only. So push forward first, asking our triceps to activate. Elbows in tight, chin slightly forward. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. And inhale, this time press up to upward facing dog. Shoulders down here, send your chest through your arms. If it's okay on the neck, you can look up. Try to keep the arms straight. Everything's lifted except for the palms and the tops of the feet. Exhale, use your strong core here to roll over the tops of your toes and press back into down dog. So those are our 2 variations for chaturangas. Try to maintain the integrity of the plank position as you lower down, using the whole body to maintain the integrity of your plank posture. A few breaths in down dog to reset before we move on to Surya Namaskar B. See what little subtle adjustments you can bring into your down dog to bring some integrity into the alignment. Maybe you roll the eyes of your elbows forward, pressing into the fingertips, reaching the heels down towards the earth. Try to match the lengths of your inhales with the lengths of your exhales. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Toes and heels together. Little sliver of space in between your heels. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in your knees as you inhale, root to rise, mountain pose. Look up. This time, exhale, sit down into your Utkatasana chair pose. Weight your heels. Bend your knees, sit down, reach the arms up, and then turn the pinky fingers in so that the palms face one another. Now, one common thing I see in classes is people really want to arch their back and stick their bum out. This is no good for the lower back. So instead, tuck your tailbone underneath you. You will see that the spine becomes long and straight. Then from there, you can sit down, keeping the tailbone underneath you. And this also really fires up the core. So stay with it, keep breathing, keep your gaze on one spot. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose, palms together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your high plank. We'll flow through our vinyasa. Now, when you hear that in class, that usually means flow through your chaturanga. Vinyasa means flow from one posture to the next. Push forward off the toes, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use your strong core to roll over the tops of your toes and press back into down dog. From here, inhale, right leg high. You can either point the toe or flex the foot. Flexing the foot helps keep the hips square. Look between your hands, bend your right knee, and exhale, gently step it through, coming into a low lunge. We want to try and keep a 90-degree angle in our front right leg here. Maybe you send the left leg back a little bit more so you can get the hips nice and low. Spin the back heel down so the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Try to keep your torso centered over your right thigh, shoulders square to the front. And inhale, rise up, warrior one. Square the shoulders and hips to the front of the room. Encourage the left hip forward. Turn the pinkies in. Keep a very small micro bend in the elbows. Good, start to sink into the lunge. Maybe you even find a little back bend here, reaching the arms up. Chest up. Sit lower. Encourage the left hip forward. It's normal for this to feel awkward, especially in the beginning. Take a deep breath. And exhale, open up to warrior two. Reach the arms apart in opposite directions. And adjust the back left foot by opening the foot to more of a 90-degree angle. The back left edge of your foot is parallel with the back edge of your mat. Look over your right shoulder. Keep the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Maybe sit a little lower. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float the right arm up, trickle the left hand on the back leg. Look up, we're trying to create a nice side body stretch here. Push the right knee forward, keep the bend in your right leg. Cartwheel the hands. And exhale, flow through vinyasa. So plant your hands, step your right foot back. Now, if you're ready for a little bit of a challenge, you could keep the right leg lifted and maybe even add some tricep push-ups by pushing forward, lower, and lift. Keep the elbows in tight, lower, and lift. This time, lower. Inhale, lift to up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, those tricep push-ups or any add-ons I do are always optional. You're also always welcome to skip the chaturanga altogether and head straight back to down dog. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, especially as we build strength. You're better off to do fewer things, but do them the correct way, as opposed to getting so tired that you're doing everything with improper alignment. So keep that in mind. Maintain the integrity of the alignment. That's how we keep ourselves safe. Inhale, left leg high. You can point the toe or flex the foot. Look between your hands and gently step it through the low lunge. You can step your back foot back a little bit so that you can get a nice 90-degree angle in your front left leg. Spin your back heel down, keep your torso centered over your left thigh. Keep the hips low, and inhale, rise up to warrior one. Pinkies turn in. Push the left knee forward over the left ankle. Try to keep the shoulders stacked over the hips. Maybe lift the chest, find a little back bend. Then stack your shoulders over the hips again. Maybe sink in a little lower. Keep pressing into the outer edge of your back right foot. This helps fire up all the inner muscles of your back right leg. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Reach your arms apart in opposite directions. Look over your left shoulder. Don't forget to adjust your back foot. So back foot's at a 90-degree angle. The edge of your right foot is parallel with the edge of your mat. I often see people want to dip their right knee towards or their left knee towards the center here. Keep your left knee stacked over your left ankle by really grounding down through all four corners of your left foot. That will help keep your left leg stable. Keep your gaze on one spot, flip your front palm, then float the left arm up. Let your gaze follow, trickle your right hand down your back leg. Find a nice stretch through the left side body. Sink into the lunge. And exhale, cartwheel the hands. Flow through your vinyasa. If you're ready for a challenge, you can keep the left leg lifted as you lower into a tricep push-up and lift. Lower and lift. Lower. Inhale, this time upward facing. And exhale, downward facing. Nice work. We're going to flow through that one more time. We're going to put it all together, one breath per movement. First, let's slow the breathing, matching the lengths of our inhales with the lengths of our exhales. Seeing what subtle adjustments we can bring into the down dog to maintain the integrity of the alignment. Maybe it's spreading the fingers wide, pressing into the knuckles and fingertips. Taking the compression out of the wrist by pressing the torso back towards your thighs. Inhale, look forward. Maybe this time you come up high on your tippy toes, bend your knees, and gently hop to the front, landing lightly with your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in your knees, root to rise, mountain pose. And exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit your hips down, arms up. Take the arch out of your spine by tucking your tailbone underneath you. Sit lower. Maybe look up. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Now maybe this time you try jumping back, landing in low plank with elbows bent. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge, spin the back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Adjust the back foot. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Flow through a vinyasa. Option to keep the right leg lifted. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Spin the back heel down. Inhale, rise up. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Adjust the back foot, look over your left shoulder. Flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse. Look up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands. Flow through a vinyasa. Maybe keep the left leg lifted. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, we'll take a few breaths in our down dog, and then we're almost done, guys. I know it's tempting to want to come right out of the down dog, but see if you can hold it just a little bit longer, maintaining the integrity of the alignment. This is where we really start to build strength and gain flexibility, is when we want to come out of a posture, but have the discipline to hold it just a little bit longer. Slow your breathing. Come to your knees. Nice work, everyone. Sit down on your bum. Swing your legs out in front of you. And just have a little bit of a cool down. And then we're done. We'll come into a staff pose. So feet together. Shoulders are underneath you. Palms flat on the earth. Find one spot to look at. Reach your arms out in front of you. C-curve your spine, point your toes, and slowly roll down all the way onto your back. Try to keep your feet down, one vertebrae at a time. Good, relax on your back. Bend your knees. Keep your feet about hip-width distance apart. We're setting up for a bridge pose. So maybe you can gently swipe your heels with your fingertips. That's a pretty good indicator that you have good alignment. For bridge pose, take a deep breath and exhale, lift your hips. Squeeze your glutes. Try to keep your knees hip-width distance apart as you lift the hips. Activate the quads so that you're not just relying on the glutes. Keep pressing your palms down into the mat, or you can roll your arms underneath you, roll your shoulders underneath you, taking a bind. Hold and breathe. And release your bind. Slowly roll down onto your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Grab the backs of your knees. We'll rock and roll a few times, massage the spine. And then we'll cross our legs. You can turn to face the side of the room, coming to the center of your mat in a seated position. Utplahiti is next. This will prepare you for a locust pose or the more advanced Utplahiti with the locust pose. For now, just worry about keeping your legs crossed comfortably underneath you. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Once again, fingers spread wide. Now from here, roll your weight forward, pressing into the hands, and see if you can lift your bum up off the earth. So pull the pelvic floor up Squeeze everything in towards your core, straighten the arms, and drop your shoulders away from your ears. Good. It's normal to be shaking here, so stay with it for 3, 2, 1. Booty down. Switch your legs. Roll forward. Press the earth away from you. Lift the booty up. Now, if you press the earth away and nothing happens, don't worry. Just keep pressing. I promise you, you're building strength. You can use your feet to kind of assist you as well for 3, 2, 1. Bum down. One more time. This time, switch your legs. Roll forward. Lift your bum. If you're ready for it, maybe lift one foot, maybe the other, and hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booty down. Good. Switch the feet. Roll forward. Lift the bum. If you're ready for it, lift one foot, then the other for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booty down. Feet down. Good. Come back to your comfortable seat. So what we just did there is an amazing core strengthener, and it also activates the pelvic floor. And both of those things are really important to our moving asana practice. And with practice, I promise you that gets easier and easier. It just takes practice. So stay with it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Let's bring our hands to heart center. You can close your eyes and bow the head. Now's a good time to give thanks for your yoga practice. Thank yourself for showing up here today, for holding yourself accountable for your well-being, and for investing in yourself. It is so incredibly important that we take care of each other, take care of ourselves. Namaste.